Hi, my name is Terry, and you're watching Terry Tells the Story. We recently discovered a planet 25 light years away called GJ 7338b. Located within its star's habitable zone, it possesses all the necessary conditions to potentially sustain life. We don't know if it actually does. It could hold anything from simple bacteria and organisms to absolutely nothing at all. But if it contains intelligent life, it is possible that they have discovered Earth using their own habitable planet detectors. Imagine a civilization there, 25 light years away, locked in a fierce global debate. With space travel requiring unthinkable planetary resources, is a mission to visit what they call the blue dot truly worth the cost? This is the story of their lives, their world, and the choices that will ultimately define the future. Our story begins inside a standard dwelling in one of their bioluminescent cities, where two lifelong friends, Corin and Zale, are watching the grand conclave debate live on their thermal hearth screen. The visual feed cuts to Representative Vielle of the Rational Agrarian Bloc, his eyes narrowed in sharp, calculated frustration as he slams his fist onto the rostrum. How can this assembly justify a 100 million quibble expedition to a system that may contain nothing more than single-celled sludge? Vielle's voice echoes through the chambers, sharp and biting. Who would we even send on a multi-generational trajectory? You are proposing sending your own sons and daughters on a literal death mission? Oh, no, that's right. You want someone else's child to risk their life for this pointless fool's errand. The camera pans rapidly to Representative Tarek of the Horizon Unit, who is already on his feet, his crest flushing a deep, agitated violet. Pointless! Tarek shouts, his voice cracking with genuine offense. How could answering whether we are truly alone in the cosmos be pointless? That is the exact problem with you agrarians. You only think in terms of immediate quibble yield. You have no vision, no intellectual curiosity, and no drive to be anything more than what we are right now. In the quiet of the dwelling, Corin reaches for his cup of synthesized tea, his gaze locked on the screen. Vielle makes a valid point, Zale. The atmospheric scanners from 20 years ago only showed high oxygen and water vapor. For all we know, it's a planet of overgrown moss and storms. 100 million quibbles could restructure our entire planetary irrigation grid. Across the table, Zale sets his plate down with a hollow clatter, his expression darkening. Wow, you really are a piece of work. You know that, Corin? We're talking about the ultimate realization of our species' scientific purpose, and you're treating it like a bookkeeping error. I'm treating it like reality, Corin counters, leaning forward. Even if they are intelligent, think about the timeline. If they evolved fast, they could have nuclear capabilities by now. They could be just one bad ruler's hot-headed mistake away from wiping themselves out entirely before our crew even arrives. And that's if they've even developed democracy at all. They could be kneeling and bowing under a cruel tyrant right now. Why risk our people for that? Because if they're facing tyrants or extinction, how can we not go help them? Zale argues, his voice rising. How can we just sit across the void with the knowledge to guide them and do nothing? Oh, marvelous. So it's a rescue mission now, Corin scoffs, shaking his head. You're proposing traveling 25 light years to play savior to a species that might be just bacteria, all while we have millions of our own citizens right here at home who are displaced by the tectonic shifts and need immediate aid. Zale lets out a sharp, cynical laugh. Oh, right. Because you care so much about domestics. I volunteer at the local Floop kitchen every sailor day, Corin. I've been doing it for 3 cycles. I've never seen you there. The accusation hangs heavily in the air. The debate wasn't just happening in the conclave anymore. It was fracturing friendships, disrupting workplaces, and turning every evening meal into an ideological battleground. As the two friends stare at each other in silence, the television continues to hum with the voices of a world torn apart by the mere possibility of us. I think you should go, says Corin, without a single word. Zale stands up and exits the room. Spanish lesson for today is el comienzo. El comienzo, the beginning or the start.